Hi, my name's Mindy, and thanks for coming by my channel. I'm doing my March first half of the month haul. All these books I got from the publishers. So here I go. The first book I've already read, and it's just a it's a review copy. So it's A Light by Scott Ziegler, and it's the second book in the Generations trilogy. And the first book was Alive. So this book is really, really good. I just finished it last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I would recommend that you read Alive and then read this book. And it sets up for the third book in the trilogy really, really well. So, and then these next 6 books I got, and for a blog review, and they're by Max Lucado. The first one's Pocket Prayers for Graduates, and the next one is Pocket Prayers for Friends, and then it's Pocket Prayers for Dads. These are for all the holidays that are going to be coming up, and Pocket Prayers for Moms, and Pocket Prayers for Military Life. And lastly but not least is Pocket Prayers for Teachers. So these are, I'm going to be doing that at the end of the month. Doing a blog post on my blog, which you can find down below, I think. Okay, all the next ones I haven't read yet, but they're going to be, now I got them all from the publishers, like I said. This one is Tell the Wind and Fire by Sarah Rees Brennan. And this is supposed to be kind of like a modern take, I think, of A Tale of Two Cities. I'm going to be reading A Tale of Two Cities. That's my next book to read for this month. So, and then I hope to read this one pretty soon after. This is going to be published on April 5th, 2016. And then the next one is The Brilliant Death by Robin Yoakum, and it's going to be published on April 5th, 2016. And this is for readers who like mysteries and coming-of-age tales like William Kruger's Ordinary Grace and Alan Eskin's The Life We Bury. Okay, Amanda Barron died in a boating accident on the Ohio River in 1953, or did she? While it was generally accepted that she had died when a coal barge rammed the pleasure boat she was sharing with her lover, her body was never found. Travis Barron was an infant when his mother disappeared. After the accident and the subsequent publicity, Travis's father scoured the house of all evidence that Amanda Barron had ever lived, and her name was never to be uttered around him. Now in high school, Travis yearns to know more about his mother. With the help of his best friend, Mitch Malone, Travis begins a search for the truth about the mother he never knew. The two boys find an unlikely ally, an alcoholic former detective who served time for falsifying evidence. Although his reputation is in tatters, the information the detective provides about the death of Amanda Barron is indisputable and dangerous. Nearly 2 decades after her death, Travis and Mitch piece together a puzzle lost to the dark waters of the Ohio River. They know how Amanda Barron died and why. Now what do they do with this information? Yeah, come on in. Here you go. Sorry, that was my daughter bringing in the mail, and she brought me 2 more books, so I added them to the stack here. This is one she brought me. It's The Gates of Babylon by Michael Wallace. And this is part of a series called the Righteous series. And it's number 6. I don't know how many there are in it. I've got the first one on Audible I'll have to listen to. But this one says, with the murderous Kimball clan's evil plots finally crushed, Dr. Jacob Christensen begins to embrace his role as the leader of the polygamous community of Blister Creek. Then the world around them falls apart, plagued by international crop failures and global starvation, fuel and medicine shortages, and looming war, Blister Creek suddenly faces the very doomsday scenario they've been preparing for. Years of stockpiling guns, ammunition, food, and fuel are paying off. They are ready to wait out whatever God has in store for them, but their preparations have not gone unnoticed. A newly empowered government agency and a vengeful governor have their sights set on Blister Creek and their supplies. Can Jacob defend his community and lead them through the apocalypse? Only God knows. This came out a while ago, I think, because there's a couple other books behind that, I think. And there's like 8 now. And this one comes out this month. Doesn't give me a date. But it's Winky Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Duchoki. Sorry, I probably ruined that name, but every story needs a hero. Every story needs a villain. Every story needs a secret. Wink is the odd, mysterious neighbor girl with wild red hair and freckles. Poppy is the blonde bully and the beautiful, manipulative high school queen bee. Midnight is the sweet, uncertain boy caught between them. Wink, Poppy, Midnight. 2 girls, 1 boy. 3 voices that burst onto the page in short, bewitching chapters and spiral swiftly and inexorably towards something terrible or tricky or tremendous. The fans of the Raven Boys, We Were Liars, and the unbecoming Amira Dyer intrigue, dread, beauty, and a whiff of the something strange coalesce in a tale where nothing is quite as it seems. No one is quite who you think, and everything can change on a dime. What really happened? Who knows? Who is lying? Okay, and then I have this book, and it comes out June of this year. It's The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. A refreshing, funny, and moving debut novel about first loves, last wishes, and letting go. 17-year-old Maddie O'Neill Levine lives a charmed life and is primed to spend the perfect pre-college summer with her best friends and young at heart socialite grandmother, also Maddie's closest confidant. Tying up high school loose ends, Maddie's plans change the instant Graham announces that she is terminally ill and has booked the family on a secret Death with Dignity cruise ship so that she can leave the world in her own unconventional way and give the O'Neill clan an unforgettable summer of dreams come true in the process. Soon, Maddie is on the trip of a lifetime with her over-the-top family. As they travel the globe, Maddie bonds with other passengers and falls for Enzo, who is processing his own grief. But despite the laughter, headiness of first love, and excitement of glamorous destinations, Maddie knows she is on the brink of losing Graham. She struggles to find the strength to say goodbye in a whirlwind summer shaped by love, loss, and the power of forgiveness. Okay, and this really interests me because I'm a big fan of Survivor. So this is called The Last One by Alexandra Olivia, and it comes out in July of this year. So for readers of Station 11 and The Passage comes a dazzling and unsettling novel of psychological suspense, and Alexandra Olivia's thrilling fiction debut, Survival is the Name of the Game, as the line blurs between reality TV and reality itself, and one woman's mind and body are pushed to the limit. She wanted an adventure. She never imagined it would go this far. It begins with a reality TV show. 12 contestants are sent into the woods to face challenges that will test the limits of endurance. While they are out there, something terrible happens. But how widespread is the destruction, and has it occurred naturally, or is it man-made? Cut off from society, the contestants know nothing of it. When one of them, a young woman the show's producers call Zoo, stumbles across the devastation, she can imagine only that it is part of the game. Alone and disoriented, Zoo is heavy with doubt regarding the life and husband she left behind, but she refuses to quit. Stumbling countless miles across unfamiliar territory, Zoo must summon all of her survival skills and learn new ones as she goes. But as her emotional and physical reserves dwindle, she grasps that the real world might have been altered in terrifying ways, and her ability to parse the charade will either be her triumph or her undoing. Oh, I forgot to tell you that A Light by Scott Ziegler comes out April 5th of this year. Excuse me. Okay, and this one is called Baby Doll by Holly Overton, and it comes out on July 12th of this year. And this is I think this is going to be the cover. All it says here, I'll just read. Escape was just the beginning. One foot in the front of the other, she told herself. Don't stop, just keep going. For fans of Gone Girl and Girl on the Train, Baby Doll is the most tense thriller you will read this year. Held captive for 8 years, Lily has grown from a teenager to an adult in a small basement prison. Her daughter, Sky, has been a captive her whole life, but one day their captor leaves the deadbolt unlocked, and this is what happens next. Okay, and this is Places No One Knows by Brenna Jovanov, and it comes out May of this year. There are places you'll never return from. Waverly Cadenmar is perfect. She has straight A's, most likely to take over the world. She has the best cross-country times, the most popular friends, and she hasn't slept in days. She spends her nights running until she can't even think. Then the sun comes up, life goes on, and Waverly goes back to her perfectly hateful best friend, her perfectly dull classes, and the tiny nagging suspicion that there's more to life than student council and GPAs. Marshall Holt is a loser. He drinks on school nights and gets stoned in the park. He is at risk of not graduating. He does not care. He is no one. He is not even close to being in Waverly's world, until one night she falls asleep and dreams herself into his bedroom. And when the sun comes up, nothing in her life can ever be the same. In Waverly's dreams, the rules have changed, but in her days, she'll have to decide if it's worth losing everything for a boy who barely exists in a place no one knows. Okay, this one is The Darkest Corners by Kara Thomas. Everyone Has Something to Hide, and this comes out next month, April of next month. And it says, by the last page, there will be no one left to trust. There are ghosts around every corner in Fayette, Pennsylvania. Tessa left when she was 9 and has been trying ever since not to think about what happened that last summer. Memories of things so dark will burn themselves into your mind if you let them. Callie never left. She moved to another house so she doesn't have to walk those same halls. But then Callie always was the stronger one. She can handle staring into the face of her demons, and if she parties hard enough, maybe one day they'll disappear for good. Tessa and Callie have never talked about what they saw that summer night. After the trial, Callie drifted and Tessa moved, and childhood friends just have a way of losing touch. But ever since she left, Tessa has had questions. Things have never quite added up, and now she has to go back to Fayette, to Wyatt Stokes sitting on death row, to Lori Colley, Callie's dead cousin, and to the one person who may know the truth. Only the closer Tessa gets to figuring it all out, the closer she gets to a killer, and this time it won't be so easy to run away. Okay, and the next couple books are by Michael Philip Cash. He sent them to me unsolicited, but they look interesting. The first one is Brood X, a first-hand account of the Great Cicada Invasion by Michael Philip Cash. Seth is laid off from work. His wife Laura just found out that they are expecting a baby this summer. Seth plans on documenting the entire pregnancy with his brand new digital camcorder. During an evening home watching television, the news reports that a swarm of cicada, Brood 10, are expected to overwhelm the entire Northeast. Brood 10 is vicious and ready to invade. During a sweltering summer night, Brood 10 emerges and wreaks havoc with the electric grid, phone and cell service, Wi-Fi, food, and water supply. Civilization as they know it is gone. Seth and Laura are thrown back to the Stone Age in their own home with trillions of cicada trying to deposit their eggs and breed. Fast-paced and filled with tension, Brood 10 is the perfect summer read when you're sitting outside listening to the cicadas sing. And then this book is also by Michael Philip Cash. It's called Stillwell, A Haunting on Long Island. Paul Russo's wife just died. While trying to get his family's life back in order, Paul is being tormented by a demon who is holding his wife's spirit hostage on the other side. His fate is intertwined with an old haunted mansion on the north shore of Long Island called Stillwell Manor. Paul must find clues dating back hundreds of years to set his wife's soul free. Okay, this next book is called The Drawing 10, a cross novel by Andrew Vachss. And this book comes out April 19th. So, the man known only as Cross and his deadly team of urban mercenaries are being bombarded by a series of incoming cryptic messages. The question is, are they warnings or threats? Even the deadliest gangs in Chicagoland fear the Cross crew and carefully avoid their cinder block bunker headquarters. Red 71 is widely known as the last place you want to go, unless you're willing to risk it being the last place you ever go. The crew is notorious for its ruthless efficiency and cold-blooded cunning. Why then would anyone be crazy enough to threaten them, and even more dangerous, their loved ones? As Cross catches the scent of a far-reaching conspiracy, he realizes that it all connects to unexplained events in his past, including a massacre from which he emerged inexplicably unscathed, save for the blue tribal band on his face that pulses whenever danger is near. That scar has been throbbing more frequently of late. If he's accurately using his battle-honed skills to read the trail signs, Cross might find himself again facing a menace from his past, one with an agenda as mysterious as its origins. And this is a middle grade book it's called Eddie Red Undercover, Doom at Grant's Tomb by Marcia Wells, and it comes out next month, January, February, March, April next month. So this is book 3 in the series. So Eddie Red, the NYPD's youngest crime-solving hero, smells trouble. Could he be the target of the elusive art thief Lars Henrik, whose last robbery he ruined? If so, why won't the police let Eddie help on the case? What are they hiding from him? In the thrilling third installment of the Eddie Red Undercover series, Eddie will need some luck of the Irish as he races against the clock and bombs and runaway subway car to stop what could be one of the greatest heists in history. Okay, I only got 2 more here. This one is Smoke by Dan Valletta, and it comes out in May. So England, a century ago, give or take a few years. An England where people who are wicked in thought or deed are marked by the smoke that pours forth from their bodies, a sign of their fallen state. The aristocracy do not smoke, proof of their virtue and right to rule, while the lower classes are drenched in sin and soot. An England utterly strange and utterly real. An elite boarding school where the souls of the wealthy are groomed to take power as their birthright. Teachers with mysterious ties to warring political factions at the highest levels of government. 3 young people who learn that everything they've been taught is a lie, knowledge that could cost them their lives. A grand estate where secrets lurk in attic rooms and hidden laboratories. A love triangle. A desperate chase. Revolutionaries and secret police, religious fanatics and cold-hearted scientists, murder, a London filled with danger and wonder, a tortured relationship between a mother and a daughter, and a mother and a son, unexpected villains and unexpected heroes, cool reason versus passion, rich versus poor, right versus wrong, though which is which isn't clear. This is the world of Smoke. A narrative tour de force, a tale of Dickensian intricacy and ferocious imaginative power, richly atmospheric and intensely suspenseful. And last but not least is A Dream of Miracles, an Amish Wonders novel by Ruth Reed. And I have this also for a blog tour. So, Amish widow Maddie vows never to love again until a suspicious outsider with a shadowy past comes crashing into her fragile world. Maddie Diener can barely keep it together. A young Amish widow and a mother of 2 young children, she faces the lingering heartbreak of her lost love, her son's mysterious illness, and a torrent of accusations that threaten to undo her. Bo Lambright is a fast-rising social services investigator whose high society mother won't rest until she finds his Mrs. Right. Despite Bo's worldly success, the raw ache of a shadowy past and a series of unsettling dreams have left him reeling. When Maddie and Bo cross paths, all signs point to disaster. Yet as they face a crucible of trials and tragedies together, longings begin to stir that seem destined only to end in more heartbreak. Is a miracle possible? Not only of healing, but of forbidden love? What secrets lie in Bo's dreams, and will Maddie find the courage to face her uncertain future, or will she simply run away? And this also includes a reading guide at the end of it. So that's all of the books I got for the first half of this month. So thanks again for coming by. Subscribe down below if you can, and come back in the future. Have a good day. Bye.